Hello, and welcome back. Now we're on to part 2 of Elon Musk's real threat to democracy isn't what you think. Written by Siva Vaidhyanathan. Continuing on down. Yes, there's a reason why I stopped right there, and no one seems able to hold him accountable. Musk's media power flows mainly from an early side project and privately owned but largely publicly funded rocket and satellite company SpaceX. That project, Starlink, fills a wide gap in online access for much of the world. Remember how it says publicly funded? Yeah. How about let's make a publicly funded source that helps children here on Earth and improves the future for this dwindling and dismal future where everyone seems to think our planet is totally, coming to an end or isn't going anywhere good. Digging deeper, as I hear it way too much and it really drives me unnervingly disappointed. We've seen a sobering real-time demonstration of Starlink's power and reach over the past few years, especially in Ukraine. Since the war began in February 2022, yes, that's still going on, and it's devastating for the Ukrainian people, Starlink has been a crucial service for both civilians and military. Musk had agreed to load up the skies over Ukraine with satellites at Starlink's expense, while NATO governments and private donors supply much of the receivers on the ground. But by failing to engage seriously with the nature and the course of the conflict, Musk has generated some dangerous situations, most notably when he refused to extend internet service beyond Starlink's geofence limits into Russian-occupied territories, stating that he wanted to avoid participating in a major act of war and conflict escalation. As Russia has illegally been taking pieces of Ukraine since 2014, this was a de facto acceptance of Russian claims to these territories such as Crimea and the Donbas without regard for Ukrainian sovereignty, human rights concerns, or international law. Shame on Elon Musk. As it proves here, this is a dangerous and unaccountable move to privatize the basic foundations of global conflict. Past media moguls like William Randolph Hearst have hyped up wars and helped change maps, and financiers like J.P. Morgan propped up major powers during the two wars. That would be World War I and World War II. But none of these first-wave media and money barons possessed, as Musk does, the direct capacity to shape the outcome of a major war on the basis of nothing more than personal caprice. The geofence scandal underscores a deeply worrying development. Musk's unparalleled control over global communications can serve as a tipping point in global conflicts. His mood swings can influence how an entire sovereign nation manages its digital life and how its government and businesses operate and how its media systems work. That's something to be scared by and concerned for. When the Ukraine episode has absorbed most of the attention surrounding Musk's new media power, it's just part of a far broader, lower-profile bid to re-engineer the entire grid of digital communications in his own image. As countries around the world struggle to establish digital sovereignty in the face of the U.S.-based behemoths like Meta and Alphabet, they have been boxed into the Musk-branded connectivity racket. Even before they gain access to the monopoly and platforms that can severely limit their own ability to produce or participate, I should rephrase, in a public discourse, many countries have come to rely on Musk's Starlink empire to support high-speed internet and newly connected and low-populated density regions. Starlink's stranglehold on the global internet gives Musk a market desperate for what he offers, much more than any of his other ventures. Much of the world lacks the underground fiber or cables that carry high-speed internet to American cities. In vast areas of the world as sparsely inhabited, Starlink's low-orbit satellites offer very good internet service for accessibility priced by U.S. standards. So for anyone living between the two coasts of Australia or Canada, or in remote stretches of the United States for that matter, or struggling to run a business or military unit in a war zone, Starlink seems essential. Yeah, that's pretty dangerous and deadly that Elon Musk has that much power. Starlink has the first mover advantage, flooding the skies with small, relatively inexpensive satellite that connect with the battery-powered mobile receivers on the ground, or on a ship, plane, or drone, as early as 2019. Since then, it has launched more than 5,000 satellites that serve more than 60 countries. Musk plans to have a total of 42,000 in orbit. That's scary stuff. And take a look at him, so calm, smoking a cigar, and lights up on Joe Rogan's podcast. Unbelievable, man. Get out of here, Elon Musk. Stay tuned for part 3.